Anybody in the portal, you know ain't hard to find.
You telling me he gets you an iced out vending machine chain and you still enter the transfer portal? This time last year, Deion Sanders staked his claim as someone who's extremely notorious in the world of the transfer portal, and he continues to do that this year. Now, 3 additional Colorado football players have entered the transfer portal, but we're going to speak on them, speak about why they might have done that, and maybe some more things as well. And then we're going to kind of have that recap, because in this interview, which we watched a little bit of it in the last video, we're going to watch more of it where he specifically calls out how last year, you know, everything was crazy. Everybody was saying all that stuff. We're going to go deeper on that. We have some throwback articles and stuff like that. It's going to be great. Just an update as well about who's visiting Colorado. There's a lot happening in the portal, and this time it seems like not so negative. So let's get right into it. So first things first, Colorado defensive back Ebenezer Bozie has entered the transfer portal. I do want to point out that these particular players are interesting of the last few last few people entering the portal, is that these are players that Deion Sanders has recruited. So to all my Deion Sanders haters out there, if you want to find something to, you know, tweet about, make a bad headline about, take something out of context, you can point out the fact that a lot of these players entering the portal have been either recruited by Deion through the transfer portal, or these are some of his first crop of transfers. So Mr. Ebenezer Bozie falls in that class there. Actually, I think he's the guy that didn't. No, okay, yeah. So he brought in Naples High School. He was one of those guys. He was recruited. A Florida guy. You know, Deion Sanders don't play about him. Florida boys. And then we have Kairen Garcia. He will be entering the transfer portal as well. This is a guy who just recently popped up in Colorado Football Students of the Week. We're going to watch a little bit of film on him, but he's a 3-star that also came in, through just a recruitment from Buffalo Buffaloes and Deion Sanders. And then you have a transfer portal gentleman who's a long snapper. Now, this one's a little different. This one's kind of Cash Cleveland-y. I'm not just talking about skin complexion. I'm talking about, this is a long snapper in which apparently he got a custom vending machine chain from Deion. Somebody tell me.
A little natural.
Y'all ain't never seen that.
This thing exclusive right here, man.
Got second for this thing.
That boy got vending machines. That boy be delivering snacks. That boy.
Coach Prize, Jewelers Customizers, Q Jones Customs. Get with them.
Hey, now I don't know if that means he just gave him the hookup, or, you know what I'm saying, Deion Sanders make it happen. But somebody, hey, Colorado fans, let me know. Because we know Deion Sanders is a very generous person. So you telling me he gets you an iced out vending machine chain and you still enter the transfer portal? That's crazy. That's crazy. But clearly Coach Prime didn't have nothing wrong with it. So I gotta admit, look, and I do want to park it before we go deeper, because we're going to go deeper conversation. We're going to watch a little bit of that film, and of course we're going to listen to Deion Sanders. But I want to have 2 conversations, and the one is the one that I've been having for a year on this channel while I've been making videos, and it's the fact that look at the way Coach Prime reacts to transfers. Everybody wants to talk about Kermani. Everybody wants to talk about last year, all the crazy articles that came out, which were hit pieces. Like, y'all ain't going to bring them up anymore? They went 9-4, sending Heisman's people to play. Nobody's talking about, they're treating transfer so bad. I haven't heard that narrative again. That's interesting. But I pay very close attention, and what I see is that when people enter the portal, Deion Sanders has no problem reaching out, no problem boosting up, no problem giving these players the credit that they need from an NFL level, you know what I'm saying, Hall of Famer, given the stamp of approval as you go in the portal. He ain't got to do that. But he does that, and he does that consistently. So the 2 conversations is like, why do we try? I know why. I don't know why people try to paint Coach Prime as some evil person. I mean, clearly he can make some mistakes. Clearly, you can differ in opinions with him. But when I look at the actual actions of him, I see somebody who, for a long snapper, this is a long snapper who entered the portal after getting a custom chain from, I'm assuming, the name that Deion Sanders gave him. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And he's hopping in the portal. And Deion didn't say nothing crazy. He said, hey, man, I love you to life. Whatever you need. The same way he did Jeremiah Brown. Now, Jeremiah Brown ended up popping out the portal, coming back with Buffalo Buffaloes. But it takes a different level of head coach to be coaching in this era of college football. You know what I mean? There's connections there that have to be connected. And as the classic head football coaches at the collegiate level, I don't think they can stand for. I don't think they can stand for this idea that they themselves are gonna have to deal with adversity through their roster. Now you don't have these people locked in. Now the consequences for them transferring out isn't as great, which that's a separate conversation for another day. But again, other people could cry about it, Lane Kiffin, right? And Nick Saban, I know I'm harsh on Nick Saban. It's supposed to be a joke. He's the greatest college football head coach of all time. Like, he's old. Like, I don't think he wanted to deal with that. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know why Bill Belichick is doing that, other than what he's dealing with is the NFL with less rules. And that's how he's described it. That's how Coach Prime has described it, right? So I think it takes a certain level of person, certain level of elk, because being a head coach is not simply just X's and O's, right? And I'm like one of the biggest critiques on Deion Sanders when it comes to X's and O's, specifically time management as a head coach, a little bit of the offensive schemes. But when it comes to off the field, when it comes to the other things that a head coach has to be, right? The president, the commander in chief, not a front piece, but a mouthpiece for the program as a whole, defending and enlightening and lighting a fire under these young gentlemen. I think there are not very many that do it better. And I think this is effort to it, proof to it. This was his words leaving. He says, "Thank you to the University of Colorado for everything you have done for me. Coach Prime, thank you so much for taking a chance on me. Coach, you will have an everlasting effect on my life. What you done to help me and the rest of the team go so much further than the field. You truly helped me become a better version of myself every day. With that being said, I will be entering my name into the transfer portal with 3 years of eligibility with a 3.88 GPA. Also, this past spring, the Colorado team has recorded the highest GPA of the football team's history. Just hey, man, I'm not here to be all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want y'all to be honest when y'all try to paint Deion in this way. Be honest, because for 2 years y'all been talking about how Colorado is some undisciplined, crazy. Oh, it's a circus down there. Record high GPAs. You got people transferring out saying nothing but positive things. Cash Cleveland, nothing but positive. Obviously, that has to do, I think the Cash Cleveland thing had to do more with simply just, he's a walk-on guy. I don't think he even had a scholarship. I was trying to see if I had his pulled up, just his words that he said. But it seems like ain't no bad blood, or at least not that much bad blood. It seems like that there continues to be positives from these young gentlemen. So those are the 3 new names in the portal for Colorado. Again, they've had plenty other hop in the portal too. Obviously, we did updates on Isaiah Augusta, in the whole Virginia. That boy got $500,000, apparently. You had a 3-star who was a freshman. Again, he's still assigned, but I still haven't got an update on this. I'm not sure if he unsigned and came back, but I think in totality, you got, 9 players so far in the portal compared to 18. And I'm not going to count it yet, only because I could literally, while I'm recording this, I could tell you a number and it'll update. So we're somewhere in that 9-ish range. Let's let it get to the end on Friday when we do the full recap. I'll give you the full numbers, but let's see what we're losing, or not. I'm a Longhorn, son. Right? Just because I speak for the Buffalo sometimes, I want y'all to know I'm a horn. Right? Don't you ever forget it. Okay? Don't you see the hat? Did you see the hook 'em? You probably didn't. I got a neck of a snapping turtle. I ain't got the range. But Kairen Garcia was a linebacker. Obviously, we know Colorado got Killian Salter, right? And he was flying everywhere in that spring game. Really was probably one of the bigger standouts of the spring game on the defensive side, at least. But let's see, with this 3-star prospect, somebody who's been on the team for a year, clearly thinks that he's not going to get his shine and his burn. See what he was doing in high school, though. Oh, it's not even. Okay, I thought there was some what's it called? Some height. There he is, stacking, getting through, and he's mean with it. He's mean with her, and he follows through. Here he is. He's going to read his guards. He's patient. He's getting through the traffic. I like this kid. Look, when you're looking for linebacker play, the biggest thing, or at least for me, is you want to be able to see, hey, dude, oh my Lord, are they nasty? First off, and then this boy nasty. Oh, the ball is in the air. One, are they nasty? But really, at Mike, I want to see. Oh, and he looks like a big body too. He's a big dog. Yeah, I like that. You want to see nastiness. You want to see instinct. But more importantly, I want to see what you look like when you're in, in that fray. When there's bullets flying, there's big boys moving around. Like, are you smooth through it? Are you lost? Are you just getting stuck on players? And he seems to be a guy. Oh wow, he's going against Valdosta. Not Valdosta. Lowndes High School. I apologize. I went to Lowndes High School for like 6 months. Anyway, and he seems to be a nasty blitzer. Yeah, this seems like to be a guy that you want to just put in space and let him go after it, right? I say Micah Parsons, Jalen Walker, not saying that he's the same level. Again, Kid Cleary hasn't started yet. But when you talk about the tool set available, I think that's a guy that can do that. Put him in space. He seems to be able to operate in space quite well. So it's a tough loss. And I think he just, March 7th. So he just joined, right? No. Okay, so it's February 7th, 2024. All right, no, so he has been here for a year. Okay, cool. So that's good. That's great. Those are the 3 new additions. We were just checking on them. Oh, yeah, and also quick little update as well. We've got some visits from Cal. Cal has lost 9 running backs in the portal. That's crazy, and obviously one of the best running backs in the nation. And I went over to them dang Sooners. I don't like it. But got to deal with it. Got to live with it. I think there's got to be a conversation there. I don't know what's happening. Hey, everybody want to talk about, again, Deion Sanders, mass exodus. Y'all lost 9 running backs. That's one position. I don't know if y'all knew that, but that's one. Keelan Morin tells On3 that he's hearing from Colorado and working to line up a visit. So I don't think they've confirmed a visit yet, but the 5'10", I believe, or 6 foot receiver who has a lot of utility out of BYU. Interesting. I think that wide receiver room. How many more wide receivers do you need, Deion? And then Virginia Tech linebacker Jaden McDonald will visit Colorado next week, and I'm assuming this is who they were eyeing to get that what's it called? Replacement for the linebacker they just lost. May 2nd is the official visit. When does the transfer portal close? I thought the transfer portal closed. Hold up. We're gonna take a quick little detour. We're gonna educate ourselves because I had this at one point. Transfer portal window spring 2025. And it closes on April 25th, 2025. So yeah, it closes technically in 2 days. But again, the rule, if you don't know, is that grad transfers. And let's see, is he a grad transfer? Because he's a 6'4", 225 converted DB. Wow. Okay. Has played 25 career games, 8 starts, a total of 50 tackles. Yeah, he's got to be it doesn't say that he has a bunch of years of eligibility. So I'm assuming this is one of those older guys. So, that's another wrinkle. So even when the portal ends this Friday, signings will still happen, right? And I don't even think that's the true dead period. And then there's going to be a dead period. And even in that dead period, grad transfers can still enter the portal. Grad transfers can still sign with teams. The NCAA's got to figure this out, man. It don't make no sense. But let's close it out. And I want to talk about Deion alluding to just a year ago when everybody was acting like the sky was falling and this isn't working. The sky was falling and, AT people, mass exodus, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Don't worry, it's not going to take me long to find it, though. And, the West Virginia story, I want to do that whenever it ends. Like, when the portal ends, hopefully we can do like a full recap on the West Virginia. They lost like 35 players in one day. You feel me? So I think there's level to this craziness. But we need to be able to, acknowledge that craziness. Acknowledge. You feel me? Acknowledge what's happening. You feel me? How your day been? How your mama? How your parents been? You know what I mean? I hope everything's great. I hope everything's phenomenal. I appreciate the support on the recent videos. I've been having a nice little boost when it comes to which video is it? Gosh darn it! When it comes to just like again, content in general, it's been consistent. For both. My Colorado fan base has been taking very good care of me, and I appreciate that. So let's hear Deion Sanders'
pressure off
perspective.
Our wonderful staff that's doing the grounds. Now
he's still talking about the grass
around for us.
The other one I had for you was you always talk about you want 7 guys on each side of the football. Right. I imagine now the portal's going to open. There's going to be some turnover.
Yeah.
How close would you say you are to that?
We're not far away. We're definitely not far away. I think at this point last year, I think we still got about 15 or 17, maybe 14 guys out of the portal at this point last year, going into the summer. So we want to be around that area, and we'll be pretty good if we're around that area. And I think we're going to stay consistent with our number at 105, what the NCAA requires. We're going to be pretty consistent with that.
Hey, Coach Max Friedel for SBS. With the quarterback battle and Caden Salter and Juju, there's been talks of Juju redshirting. Do you think you're going to do that before the season?
Who did you hear say that?
A couple people from
who?
The Nick Evans, Scobo Sports.
Who is Nick Evans? Who?
He's
who? Self-explanatory. Nobody said that, man.
I was just wondering.
Nobody said that. That's not our plan. That's not his plan. But if it happens, it happens. And if he sustains an injury that puts him in that situation, but you never know. I mean, the guy could be a 2 or he could be a 1. I don't think we're gonna put him in a box like that. We're not doing that. You got to know, young fella, when you come in with something, I'm going to call you out on it now, so be prepared next time. Like, I don't know who that is. Yes, sir.
But not too much on that. Again, I just wanted to specifically talk about that conversation, right? And just the idea that it's very usual for him at this point. But let's take you back. 18 players on Deion Sanders' Coach Buffaloes in the transfer portal. 18 Colorado players. Again, this is April 24th. Sorry, this is 2023, not 2024. I'm tripping. Colorado players in the transfer portal Monday as a part of the post-spring practice exodus as new coach Deion Sanders continues to reshape Buffalo's roster. Let me take it to 2024 too, because I want this, and I'm gonna let you see it too. 2024 Colorado. 2024. You know what I'm saying? Now, how many people did they lose? They don't have it. I just want the number, dog. I just want to look at the number. I'm not that smart, dog. Incoming transfers 43. Outgoing transfers 41. Golly, that is a number. Now let's take the 2025 comparatively. Again, these numbers don't really matter. They've already brought in 20. Oh, this is both the portals. This is both portals, okay? And obviously we just talked about Kairen Garcia, Ben Boozy, Jay Gradamar. I guess so he's still in the portal. That's official. Cash Cleveland, Taj McCoy, Adrian Wilson. I thought it was just 9. Sam Hart, Savion Riley, Isaiah Augustov, and then this is when it ends because this was the last portal. So Isaiah, I believe, was the first person in this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was the first in this cycle to enter the portal. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9. Yeah, that's about 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Taj. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that was a pretty good. That's a pretty good. What's called guess there, but about 9 Buffaloes out there. But just to close everything out, man. It's gonna get crazier. I think you have to expect that. Deion Sanders was calling people out. Deion Sanders was saying this and that. So. And I think it could get crazy in the benefit of Colorado, right? Be on the lookout for grad transfers. Be on the lookout for people still popping out and jumping out. It's going to be an interesting sight to see. But that's where we are with the portal right now. Again, I'm going to have another update when everything's done. But again, people are still hopping in. So 3 more players in the portal. One of them with an iced out chain. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting. But leave a like on this video if you like them. Just like if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content, updates, and everything else in between. I'm probably not going to edit that part out when I was just talking to you and I was a little. I just kind of. I like talking to you guys, you know what I'm saying? It's the off season. We do have the draft coming up, so I'm going to try to do some draft videos. Is there anything particularly you want to see from me? You want to do more portal stuff? Obviously, when the portal closes, we're going to have to, I got to yap about something. I'm a professional yapper. I don't know what to tell you about. But yeah, appreciate y'all so much, man. We'll see you next time.